Howdy, everyone, and welcome to Fairly Unbalanced with me, Mike Tallon. Today we're going to talk about something in the news without mentioning it. I'm going to be speaking in riddles and metaphors. I'm going to be speaking about a business that exists in the United States and around the world. But rather than speaking directly about the business, I'm going to refer to it as a donkey show. Now, if you'd like, you can Google donkey show on your computer machine, but maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you just want to go with whatever horrific image is already in your head about a donkey show. If you can picture a donkey show, there's a town in North America famous for donkey shows. It's certainly not the only one, but imagine we're in Tijuana or someplace in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district. I'm not sure what she did before she was a congresswoman, but this would fit. There are some things that we can assume about rural Georgia or Tijuana when it comes to donkey shows. And the first is that donkey shows, even if they exist, are almost certainly illegal because they are immoral and horrible and reprehensible and gross. We can also assume that anyone who lives in the neighborhood of a donkey show knows that there's a donkey show going on down the road. We know that because they see bewildered donkeys being led in to the building every night at prime time, and then they see the people, mostly women, who are forced to work in the donkey shows, though not exclusively, from what I understand, being led in, and then we see the crowd of mutant, horrible, angry, fetid monsters who like to watch donkey shows show up after them. And so, yeah, anybody who lives in the neighborhood, anybody who is in the community of a donkey show, probably knows it's going on. We can further assume that absolutely everyone who works inside the donkey show knows that it's a donkey show. You cannot legitimately claim that you've been working in the donkey show for 5 years, in the donkey show business location for 5 years, and you just didn't know what the donkeys were there for. The donkeys know. The human beings who have to do the shows know. The people who have to clean up the donkey shows know. The hosts of the donkey show know. They're the ones making the money. And the one making a lot of money is the owner of the donkey show, and he absolutely 100% knows about the donkey show because it's how he makes his money. They all also know it's illegal. The owner of the donkey show is also probably smart enough to have found compromising information on the mayor and the police force, possibly by inviting them to a donkey show over the years, so that he has some leverage over them because he does not want to get investigated. Now, donkey shows can go on for years and years and years, and have gone on for years and years and years, because unless you have direct evidence of the donkey show happening, the law has to assume that maybe the donkey is just innocently walking around in a circle while the donkey show workers are busy engaged in pantomime. But if you own the donkey show, you've got to make sure that that secret stays well kept, because if anybody finds out about the donkey show, you're all in a lot of trouble. Now, this can go on for years and years and years. You can get a stable business model. You can get hosts who know how to toe the party line. You can always kill the donkeys. You can always get rid of the people who have to work with the donkeys. And you can dispose of them pretty easily too. But now, let's introduce into our scenario here a new variable. Let's say that down the road from the original donkey show, a new upstart business comes into being, and they know that the fetid, horrible human beings who like going to donkey shows will watch something even worse. and so they bring a hyena into the show. Now, the owner of the original donkey house, Rupert Murdoch, can look at this and he can say, well, my goodness, now that we've gone over this edge, we're certainly not going to participate in hyenas in our donkey show. I mean, the donkey show is bad enough, but we're not going to go there. But then he sees his audience disappearing down the road to the hyena show. And if he decides, as he decided, that he's going to talk to his announcers, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, and say, get me a hyena and do it right now because we're losing our damn audience share, then that's crossing a moral line that needs to be defended. It's also something that, thank God, at least in the real world in which we live, has gotten the Rupert Murdoch donkey show in a lot of hot water. You can all guess by now that the donkey show is Fox News. And the hyena in this scenario was deciding that we were just going to declare that the last election was stolen by Joe Biden and that there's been a coup d'etat and that we need to install Donald Trump as the dictator for life. This madness. Finally, these people screwed up so badly that they got thrown in front of a judge and they had to fill out depositions and they had to agree to interviews under oath. And of course, as the news came out today, we learned what we all knew all along anyway, because we've been living in the damn neighborhood of this donkey show for years, that, yep, they knew what they were doing. The only question that remains now is for us. We know what they've been doing for years. We know that Fox News is a propaganda lie machine. It's a donkey show. Does our judicial system, does our legal system have the strength to stand up to it and to say, you just can't do that? Do we have the ability to say that the Dominion voting machines defamation suit against them needs to go forward and Fox News needs to pay $1.6 billion? I hope that happens, and I hope that's enough to cripple these monsters. It probably won't be, though, because the other truth that we absolutely know is that about a third of the country is already deeply invested in watching whatever donkey show, hyena show, elephant show they can possibly get their hands on. And for that, God only knows what the solution is. Somebody's going to do it. But we won't do that here. We will continue talking about truth and love and beauty and occasionally donkey shows on Fairly Unbalanced with me, Mike Tallon. Love to you all. Like, subscribe, share, cuddle, fondle, do whatever you'd like, and we'll talk to you soon, unless you're a fascist. Bye.